Welcome back, everyone, to Pontus Fathom Hobbies. This is episode 8 of our Bandai RG model builds around Evangelion. And today we're going to jump into the Eva-06, the Evangelion Mark 6 model. This is the model that comes out from the 3.0, 3.0 plus 1.0 series, like the newer series. And yeah, we're going to get into it. So we've got a cool box with cool figures here. We've got this lance of Cassius, spear of Cassius, standard booklet. I'll kind of go through a little bit about the model while we get it built. And we're also going to build a custom piece too, the surprise at the end of the video. So we'll check that out at the end. As usual, guys, if you could like and subscribe, check out our bookstore down below, help to support the channel. We also have a Patreon, and as usual, trying to grow the channel to 1,000 subscribers, so your support helps us out a lot. So let's kind of jump into this. It says Evangelion Mark 6 was a unit that was manufactured by Seele at Nerve's 7th branch on the lunar surface. A tentative excavation base, which has become known as the Taga base. Well, that's kind of cool. Yeah, so here while I'm going through this, it's like this is just the off-the-box sort of liner notes here. It says it was a dark blue color scheme and a halo could be seen when it was activated. The unit was created for an extremely important role in the Human Instrumentality Project. So much so that the extermination of the angels by units created by multi-purpose humanoid devices such as Unit 1 and 2 was only a prelude to the completion of the Evangelion Mark 6. The creation of the Mark 6 and the revival of Lilith would indicate the time of contract between Sele's scenario-based apocryphal Dead Sea Scrolls, and that unit was called the True Evangelion, and a genuine guide unlike the false ones. So this comes around the time of the third impact, and it's piloted with the Spear of Cassius in hand by pilot Kaworu Nagisa. And it was remodeled into an autonomous unit during the 14 years after the third impact, and was left in the central dogma in a state where it could not require a pilot. So there's the background of the Mark 6. This is definitely lore from not the original Evangelion, but from the rebuild of Evangelion. And so here we're getting the chest piece put on. The color schema for this one is really good. And you know, as usual, I always say I'm going to build these models where I do one build through where I separate all the parts. I see a lot of the build community out there, they separate the parts and then build it. But I'm kind of going part by part. I keep them on the instructions. I'll kind of file them and trim them quickly. You also notice this time I'm not doing a full paint of this Eva. But yeah, I kind of like the way the color sculpt, the blue and the yellow color sculpt comes out. Let's read a little bit about the pilot of Evangelion Mark 6. That is Kaworu Nagisa. It says, he is being known as Sele's boy, who awoke on the lunar surface. He also calls himself one of the destined children, who is much like the third child, Shinji Ikari. He met Shinji at Nerve headquarters, and after the third impact, they became close friends. Similar to the other Eva pilots, he does not appear to age after the 14th year following his awakening. He headed to the deepest area of central dogma with Shinji, resulting in becoming the trigger to cause the fourth impact. So yeah, I'm getting the pieces together for the head, and while I'm doing that, I'll this is why I'm going to put this Eva Mark 6 on the special bonus. I've got a custom cross-shaped cargo transport that we'll build at the end, and I'll show you. That's how I'm going to mount him next to Shinji there. So the heads on these Bandai Evangelion models are usually the trickiest for me. On this one, I've actually had to use a couple of touches of super glue, only because the way I cut one of the pieces, it didn't fit snugly, so I just wanted to make sure it was a snug connection. And then also, because of that piece not fitting snugly, the second piece couldn't fit snugly, so I had to just put a dab of super glue on two pieces. And I went with super glue just to make it extra firm, because these models are... it's good I think it's good to glue them in place. I might actually do a video of going back when I finish repainting. I'm going to repaint the Asuka model, or I'm going to actually paint the Asuka model, and I'll paint this one as well. because the other ones I've painted, so I probably will glue them in place. So I got the head completed. This is a real cool head for the Eva Mark 6. So we got the head in place, looking pretty cool already. Snap that in, and then we're gonna, yeah, the head looks real cool. I'm gonna move on to the legs here. So while we kind of fast forward through this build, I'll kind of call out to, in the past, as I mentioned, this is our 8th model build here. So if you want to go back and check out some of our other videos, we've got Shinji, we've got Unit 0 with Rei, we've got Unit 8, Unit 3, or sorry, Unit 2. Oh yeah, we will be building Unit 3. Unit 3 has got the giant shield for Unit 0. As you guys know, Unit 0 is my favorite. I've actually built Unit 0 twice. One with the blue color, like we saw in the original Neon Genesis Evangelion, and then one with the yellow version that we see. Well, we see it in Neon Genesis, and we also see it in Rebuild of Evangelion. So we got the legs built. Colors are looking great. I'll probably, when I do get around to painting this one, I probably will use the same color scheme. But we will go ahead and build out the Eva Unit 3, as well as Unit 0's Enchanted Shield. And I'll probably do that either in December and January, depending on how the paint schedule goes for our other videos. So now we're moving on to the arms. I always think the arms are pretty fun to build, but I always kind of have a problem. Just there's this one part with the shoulder mechanism, and there's kind of a piece that I want to say it approximates where the bicep is of the arm. It just does something, the way to flip it, I always have to kind of rebuild it like 3 or 4 times. That's why the initial build for these is always good. But as I said, these are real easy to build. This model is made for people who love Gunpla and made for people who love putting models together. It's a sheer pleasure to build. As you can see, I've got my jeweler's loop on. Just helps me see some of the details closer. I also use it a lot with my miniature painting. These shoulder pieces are cool the way they've added that curvature that's slightly different. The other ones are more square, so it looks real nice. Yeah, so they look great on the Eva. Now we're going to get into the build of the Spear of Cassius that Eva Unit 6 carries. We've got that assembled there, looking cool. We've also put the halo over Unit 6. This is a cool looking Eva. And next we're going to get into building this custom cross, basically. It's pretty cool. And I'm thinking of eventually custom painting this. So we've got our Eva-06 built, but now the surprise for the episode is we're going to build this cross-shaped cargo transport third-party custom made. And you can see Shinji crucified on this thing. It's pretty simple to build. There's got some string there involved, so I'll just make some room here to do the build, and then we'll get Unit 6 strung up into this, kind of like that Lilith pose or the Adam pose, depending on which series you're looking at or which translation that you find in Nerve and in say End of Evangelion and in 3.0 plus 1.0. So you see each of these sections kind of come together. You get this cross, and then you can mount the cross on the mount post. And then we've got Eva Unit 6 still holding the Spear of Cassius with the halo. And instead of Shinji being there, because Shinji, I've already got Shinji on the Eva transport. But we'll put Unit 6 on this cross. It looks fitting. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Go back out and check out some of the other videos we do. If you guys are interested in hobby side of things, I do a lot of miniature for tabletop gaming. So I've got Song of Ice and Fire minis I've been painting up. Joan of Arc, huge hauls of Joan of Arc. War of the Ring we're painting through. I've got paint throughs of Cthulhu Death May Die, Cthulhu Wars, Conan by Monolith. Yeah, so go check those out. And you can also go check out the playlist for our Eva builds. Like and subscribe and share these. It really helps us to build the channel. And if you want to get notified for when I build that Eva-03, ring the bell and we'll get a notification out to you. Like I said, it's either going to be, probably going to be next month, but we'll see how the schedule goes. Anyway, thanks for watching and talk to you guys soon. Enjoy. Bye-bye.